Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. A few things I wanted to share with y'all today. I don't know if I showed you this mat before, but it's a silicone painter's mat. And it's great when you're working with messy things. And I've had this one for a while. And it's been sitting over there. You may not be able to see the dirt, but to show you how easy this is to clean up. And you can paint with it, you can use mixed media stuff with it, and it's so easy to wipe clean. So now this one here, like I said, it's a painter's mat. You have different wells for paint. You've got a little place here to rest your brushes, and over here is, see if I can get it to pull up, is a water cup for painting, and it sits right back there so it holds it. And then when you're not in use, you can push it back down and then the lid goes on it. This is not only good for painting, but if you're doing dangles or you need to have brads or eyelets or whatever out, this holds them. These little things right there will hold them all in place. Wonderful, wonderful thing to use. I got mine at, we've got a store here called Five Below, and they come in pink and blue, and I think I got Victoria the pink one, and me and David have blue. But these are great. These were $5 at Five Below, but they also have them on Amazon, and you'll be looking for, I think it's silicone painter's mat, and what you'll see the different little wells and stuff. Like I said, I've had this one for a while, but I want to share a few things that I picked up over the past couple of days, and a few little hints and tips and tricks. And went to the Dollar Tree, and they have these little things for $1.25. I got 2 of them. I already took the sticker off of this one, but there are 9 of these little things in there. They open up. And I've got a larger one that I use for brads, or not brads, the eyelets, and it keeps a bunch of them in there. But this is great for them. If you've got little beads or something that you want to work on, dangles or stuff, you can put your little beads in here, and then you've got everything right there. So I did pick up 2 of these because I do have brads I want to separate, and I do have more eyelets that I need containers for. And these come right off. Maybe not all Dollar Trees will have them, but mine did. And see how easy, and the sticker comes off clean. That's what I like about it. And they've got a little place where you can hang them. Got a little hanger here. And if you don't like that, you can always trim that off. But I thought that, that was a good buy for $1.25. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to set those up there. Then I went by Hobby Lobby, because in our, let me find it right quick, in our Jewel Tone junk journal, most of you know that I did buy some papers for here and realized that I didn't buy enough. And of course, when I bought them, I didn't really intend to do this with them, but this was a good way to start off, but I didn't have enough background papers. So I've been on the look for them without having to order them and wait for them. I figured while we were over at Hobby Lobby, I would take a look. And I found these. Look at that blue. Isn't that gorgeous? I fell in love with that one. And these were 40% off. This was like 59 cents. So next to nothing. And then I've got this one, and it may not look too much like a jewel tone, but you've got the purple and stuff. Figured we could do the darker side, but I just thought that was gorgeous. Then I found let me show you this one here first. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And you can use just different parts to it instead of the whole thing. And that is vellum. See, that was 99 cents, and that too was 40% off. Then I found, I'd never seen these before. Forgot which one is, that's the right way. Let me find a piece of paper that I can put these on top of. And I don't know if it's showing up there, but the leaves do have a green tint to them. And I love that. So when I intend, to cut them out, around the outside, around the inside. But I don't know if I want to do with the vellum yet. So, but I've got that one. And then they had this one here. See which? All right, that's the front. And this is all green. And it's all leaves and stuff that go around. Now, they do have stickers. This one here was also 99 cents. But when it comes to stickers on vellum, look how easy that pulled off. So now I don't have to worry about that. But I did want to see if I could print these. So what I did was I went to my printer and I tried to print them out. And these are the ones here. Now I tried this one and it did get a little close to the edge there. Let me get these sort of straight. But I can deal with that. And this one, but one thing I noticed, there's lines. I don't know if you can see them, but there are lines in my print. And then again on this one, I see the line there and here, but it didn't catch because this is presentation paper, which is, I want to say not quite as thick as cardstock, but it's pretty close. And that's what I did these on. But then I thought, well, let me try and get these in order here. I did the one that was the blue and the purple and just did this in black and white. Look how gorgeous that turned out. So I figured, okay, I like that one, but again, my printer feed was off because I went back to regular paper. So I ran it through again. Look at the lines. What this tells you when you've got a printer and you're coming in with lines like this is you need to clean your print heads. So I did one and it came out the first time. The black and white is good, but my blue, red, and yellow are sort of wonky. Not all the lines came out. So you do a print head cleaning, a head cleaning. And then the second time, none of my colors come out. And it'll take me a while, but I'll have to go through and clean, make sure I get all my, run through a lot of the print head cleaning. But, it's, that one I can use definitely. And if nobody notices the lines on these, I'm going to use them. So I've got those, plus I've got these. Now, I don't know if it's right to make copies of what you're buying, but I'm using these in my own personal stuff. So I like them. But then I got something else. Now see, this is the presentation paper. One's sort of almost a cream white, and the other's a bright white. Different sides, and you can tell they're quite sturdy. But I got these, I think at Staples when my nearest store was closing. I think I got a whole pack for like 99 cents. I also picked up a couple of sheets for our interactive journal. And I thought these were gorgeous. I just love these. So I may go back and get some more. I don't know. These sheets were 69 cents each. And when they're 40% off, that's a good deal. Then I found, let me show you. I found this pad. And it does have some gold on them. There's 3 sheets of each. Let's see if I can go through. That's a pretty green with the gold. Love that one. And that was just a black, but you can see it's almost like it's been stippled. There, see, 1, 2, 3. Then you have the flowers. I think these are, one's rose and the other looks like a carnation, but it's got the gold on it. And then there's one just plain. Some have the gold, some don't, but you know, I just think they're gorgeous. And they're ones that we can use, because I'm having a hard time with papers for the jewel tone. I want the darker jewel tone. Now I was looking at this one, I thought, you know, this would be good with some pearl accents. Pearls are also jewels. But I just love the way these are. And that may be just a solid green with, it does have some type of print to it, but I love the color. And then this one here looks like the writing. And let's see, then there's this one. We have another, that one. That is gorgeous. And we've done this with our glue stick and the foiling. So I saw this and I thought, you know, this would be great. And that one, I think this is the last one. So we've got these to play with. And that is basically all I bought. But with the problem with the printer, I did want to come on and show you the problems I was having. Now I have the EcoTank, which means you add the ink to it. Love it. I spent a lot less on ink than when I had the cartridges. I was going through cartridges left and right. But keep a check on your printer, and at least once a month, because I haven't done this in a couple of months and you see my problem, go through, clean your print heads, do maintenance on your computer at least, or on your printer at least once a month to keep it in tip-top condition. So I think that's about all. That is all that I got from this in my little shopping tour. And you know, you don't always have to buy a lot when you go. Sometimes just a few things is all you need to pick up. Like see, that was $6.99. That was also 40% off. So yeah, I came out pretty good. And I got all these different papers. So that's going to give me a lot to play with. And then from the Dollar Tree, I got these two things. You know what that means? I'm going to have more cleaning up to do to put the stuff in here that I want to put in there. So, but that's okay. We're always changing and upgrading and rearranging things in our craft rooms or our craft space. If you've seen my craft room tour, you know I'm in a 6x8 foot corner of the den, and I share it, was with just my son and his wife, but now my grandson's moved in, so there's 4 of us in here, and I've got one corner, one little corner. They've got all the rest of it. So, but you know, it is what it is. When things don't work out, don't feel bad about having to change, you know, things around until you get something that works. Now, right now, so far, what I have works. I have stuff that needs to be organized that isn't, that's hanging around in bunches, which is why I have these. And because I know I have a space for these, which is why I bought them. If I didn't have space for them, it would have to just stay the way it is. So, if you enjoyed what I've shared with you today, give me a thumbs up. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you are not, then welcome. But please consider hitting that subscription button. Tuesdays and Thursdays are our junk journal days. We have our jewel tone junk journal. We have our interactive junk journal. Saturdays, like today, is a whatever. whatever passes across the desk. So hit that bell notification so you'll be notified when new videos coming up. Keep in mind when it comes time that you're not seeing a video from me, it is because Nikki has to go in for bypass surgery, which is a type of open heart surgery, because they open the chest to reveal the heart. And it will be 4 to 6 weeks recovery time, of which I will be over at the condo with him, taking care of him. So if you don't see a video up for that particular day, please don't be alarmed. I haven't given up. I haven't stopped doing videos. It's just that, family's got to come first. So, bear with me through this. I am trying to get a bunch of these videos. Like today will probably come out after his surgery, but I'm trying to get a lot in the queue so that you're not missing that much. So, until next time, please keep Nikki in your prayers, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.